go to luminous, they are the classes, including the room. Okay.
Recording like pass you
Why?
Can you send me
This is my first lecture. Last year I go, that's why I didn't come.
So next time I dig it out. Dig it every
I chance. Hey, join ah.
Okay, so the next one I will talk about
Jason
padding
Lee
oracle and text. Okay, in the assignment, there's one assignment question is on padding oracle and text, and to complete that assignment, likely that you don't have to know what is padding oracle or text. You don't need to know the mechanism. Okay, you just downloaded some software and then you do it. So I think it's good that you know the internal mechanism. That's why I included it in. Second, this text demonstrate the notion of oracle. Okay, demonstrate a lot of things. One of them is a notion of oracle. Okay, so this is a screenshot from the movie Matrix. Have you watched Matrix? No, right? Okay, it's 1999 or something. Okay, it's in the movie Matrix. Very interesting that there are a lot of notions like back door. Okay, there's a back door, but literally it's a door, back door. And there is oracle. There's oracle, who is this lady, who is very smart, not very smart, who knowledgeable, know everything. Okay, if any question, you go to ask the oracle. Okay, the oracle here doesn't mean to the database oracle. Okay, database oracle, I believe they borrow the term from the crypto. This notion of oracle means that oracle is some entity who knows all the truth. Okay, you just go to oracle to ask it. Okay, so this guy, this Hamilton guy, will get some question from advice from the oracle. Okay. So in the security analysis, okay, it's important to formulate. I mentioned this before. Okay, stress it one more time. You want to analyze a system. Okay, security system. You analyze. You have to get a few formulation right. First is that you have to figure out what the attacker has. Okay, what is the attacker? What information he has? And then second one is what is the attacker goals? What he want to achieve? Okay, what he has and what he want to achieve. Okay, so we have to formulate it, state clearly. Okay, when you analyze a system, attacks. One type of information is that attacker may have access to a query answering system. The attacker may have access to a system. The attacker sends some message, some question, query there. Then the oracle will reply the answer. Okay, you can imagine that this not necessarily is must be a query answering. It could be some measurement. Or attacker make some measurement, make some probe, and then you get a measurement. Right? Attacker did not see the inside. Okay, this is a black box. He can't see what is happening inside, but he can send a query, get an answer, or make a probe, make a measurement, then get a value. Okay, so now in security we call this oracle. Okay, the attacker have a plain text, attacker have a ciphertext, and as an attacker have access to an oracle to do something. So this is what they have. Okay, for example, attacker could be the oracle could be what we call encryption oracle. Okay, which is very strange. You can encryption oracle have a secret key inside. The attacker we cannot see the key, but when we send anything to him, he will encrypt and send it back to me. Okay, so that means I can send and then he give. Okay, or it can be a decryption oracle. Okay, so example of encryption oracle actually is in your pocket. Okay, your smart card. Okay, there's an encryption oracle here. Okay, there's a secret key inside. Okay, they don't tell you the secret key, but you're happy to encrypt anything for you. Okay, but you cannot provide both. You can either provide encrypt or decrypt. Cannot both, right? Okay. So the attacker can send multiple query and adaptive query. Okay, they send one, think for a while, then send one, think for a while. This is called adaptive, or they can send in patch. They can only do it one time. All the query go there, then all the query come back. Okay. So okay, some model limit the number of tries, some don't, and so on. So what is a padding oracle attack? Well, padding oracle. Okay, the attacker have a ciphertext. Access to the so-called padding oracle. The attacker goal is to find the plain text. He did not find the key. He just want to find the plain text. Okay, and the padding oracle will do this. Okay, when you send a query, you send a ciphertext to him. You just send a ciphertext to him. Okay, he will tell you whether the plain text format is correct. Okay, padding format, which I'm going to describe what is the padding format. He did not decrypt for you. He will just say yes if the plain text is in the correct padding format. No otherwise. Okay, fine. Okay, this is what an attacker have. You just imagine you're an attacker. Okay, you have a ciphertext. Your goal is to find the plain text, and then you have access to an oracle. The oracle is happy to answer a question like for you. What is the question? You send your plain ciphertext. He will tell you. He will not tell you what is the plain text. He will just say, oh, the plain text follow the padding format. Okay or no? Okay. So what is a padding format? Okay, this is a padding. What is a padding in the first place? Remember, AES is a block cipher. They encrypt in blocks of 128 bits. But if it is not 128 bits, what can we do? Alright. So for example, if it is 200 bits, what can we do? Okay, for 200 bits, we break it to 2 blocks. Okay, put it here, first 128 bits, the next 72 bits, and behind had to put something, right? What is those things that put behind? Then this will be the padding standard or format. What to put behind? Okay, so and then it's also important to note that there must be a way to indicate to the receiver how many is padded, right? So you receive a message, it can be padded here, it can be anywhere, right? So you need a way. You need a way to tell the decoder or receiver how many is over here. Okay, because to a computer, this is just a bit string, right? Just a binary string, right? Just all the bytes. How does he know where is n? Right? So you need a way to tell that, and that is a representation or code encoding. Okay, job to do that. So next is a standard of padding. It's a standard. Okay, the standard. The details description is here. Okay, but I believe this example, this is very bad. This is more like explain by example or prove by example. Okay, I give an example. Hopefully you know the algorithm. Okay, the standard. Okay. Is this, okay? Suppose you have to pad 3 things. Okay, the data is this. The data from here up to here. Then I have to put in 3 more. What do I do it? Then the 3 bytes here will be 030303. Okay? So this is 8 bytes, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, how many? 2. Okay. AES is 16 bytes. Okay, here I did not draw under 16. Okay, I'm going to draw 8 bytes. Okay. So if you have to put in 3, you put 030303. You have to put in 1, you put 01. You have to put 2, you put 0202, and 4 and so on. Okay. And now the question is, what if just nice? There's no padding. Then you're in trouble already. Okay. Because the person who receives it, it may happen that the data have 01 behind. Then the decoder thought that there's 1 pad, right? One thing being pad. Okay. So you're in trouble. Okay. So what is 0? Okay. So now the standard say that if it's just nice, add 1 more blocks. Add 1 more blocks. You need to add 1 more blocks. You have no choice. And the blocks is all zeros. Okay. This is what the standard say. Fine. Okay. So now you imagine that you are the decoder. When you receive this, you are able to know how many bytes being padded, and then you can discard it for subsequent processing. Okay. So now what is the oracle? The oracle do this. Okay, oracle, you give me a ciphertext. Oracle decrypt it and check whether it's in this format. What are the things that's not in this format? For example, you have a 030305. That is not in the correct format. Right? The correct format must be 030303. With 030305, not in the correct format. Then you say no. Okay? If it's 03003, you say yes. Can it be 0303030303? Yes. Okay, it can, but it must be 303. So now, one way is that you leave the class because you want to challenge, okay? Okay, you want to challenge to find out whether you can find out the attacks, okay? for the AES-CBC. You look at AES-CBC mode, AES-CBC mode, okay? Imagine you are the attacker, you have all these resources, and you know that it's encrypted using AES-CBC mode. Will you able to find out the plaintext? Okay, I give you 2 seconds to decide. Okay? Either you look at the slide I described to you, or you go back and think about it. Okay. In fact, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. Okay. How to do it? Again, I use example again. Okay. Let's consider a special case. I'll make it easy. Okay, so that I describe easier. Suppose that it's 8 instead of 16. AES is 16 bytes. This one is 8 bytes. I draw 8 bytes only. And suppose that you are the attacker and you know that it's patterned with 3. You know that it's 3. Patterned with 3. Okay, suppose you know. That means that you as an attacker, you know the IV, because when you receive the ciphertext is an IV and the block. And assuming that this one is only one block, so very easy, right? So only one block of plaintext, ciphertext, and one block of IV. Okay, let me go back here. Right, this is CBC mode, right? So suppose it's only one block, so you cover this side, cover this side. What you receive as an attacker is this one and this one. Okay, attacker receive these two. Okay, attack receive these two, and you know that it's patterned with 3. So you know the last 3 is 030303, but doesn't know all this. Okay, so as an attacker, you know all the value here. All the value here, you know this 030303, but not all this. Okay, I make it simple first. So we want to find the value of x5. Okay, just x5. Okay, so I'm an attacker. I want to ask the oracle so that I can get the value of x5. Okay, so how do I get the value of x5? Use this algorithm. Okay, this algorithm. So basically, you say that I try all possible value because x5 can be 0 to 255. x5 is 1 byte. 1 byte is 8 bits. 8 bits in the binary representation is 0 to 255. Okay, right? I treat the binary representation. So what the attack do is that take the IV. I think I have a, I don't know. Correct, okay? Correct notation, okay? You take the IV, okay, where you have XOR with this, the T is this one, okay? And send these two to the oracle. Send it to the oracle. This stands for concatenation, string concatenation, okay? Concatenate, okay? You put these two together, okay? Send it to oracle. If the oracle says yes, oh, you're very happy. You found the T. Okay, you found the value. The value is 04 XOR 4 T. Okay. Otherwise, you just loop it. Okay. Why is this so? Okay. Go back to here. Okay. This is a CBC mode, right? Okay. So this one is an IV. This one is a ciphertext. The plaintext is XOR with this IV. Then go to encrypt. Okay. So we know that the plaintext ends with 030303. 0303. It's the correct format. Okay. So if you take the ciphertext here, go to Oracle, he said yes, correct format. So now, as an attacker, I modified the IV. Okay. So as to make it this part to be 04. Where should I do? 04, 04, 04, and 04. Okay, How do I make it to 04 for the first 3? 07 XOR 03 is 04. Because 07 is 0000111. Okay, 3 is 011. 7 is 31, right? 41, 31. 3 is 21. Okay, you XOR them become 4. Okay, did Y XOR, right? 7 XOR 3, I think I'm correct. Okay, 7 XOR 3 will become 4. Okay, 4. Okay, so in the IV here, I purposely make this to be 070707. I know that the encryption scheme will XOR this, okay, so that the thing that going to here is 04, okay, and then but then I do not know what is the next one, okay. So the next one, then so I guess, okay, where I want to make it to 4, okay. So I put some value here, and you get encrypt and then it decrypt. They get encrypted, okay. So I should show the decryption process actually. The decryption process, okay. You look at the decryption process, okay. The decryption process, you will try to decrypt it, okay. If you decrypt it, you get 030303, and this is something else depending on what we put, depending on the value of t. You will get 040404 and get something else depending on the value of t, okay. If the value after XOR happen to be 04, then it's a correct format. If it's not 04, then it's not in the correct format. Okay, then from here, then we can guess the t, the value. Fine? Okay, so this is the Oracle attacks. Any questions? Okay, so likely many questions because this requires sit down, pen and pencil to go through. So I will double check whether my algorithm is correct. So I do it yesterday. Okay, I double check, make sure it's correct. Okay, so you use a pen and pencil to go through it, and then you can see the why this is correct. Fine. Yeah. So this algorithm only find x5. Okay, we can extend it to find anything. Also, we assume that he knows the length, the number of things being packed. Okay, you also can modify the algorithm, enhance it a little bit, without this information, you can do it also. Okay, the attack is actually practical. Okay, maybe you heard about Oracle, right? Pattern Oracle, this is theoretical. Okay, it's practical because there are many protocols are interaction between multiple parties. Protocols. Okay, the step. Okay, the rule. You state how multiple parties interact. This is called protocols. Okay, so many protocols between the client and server, they will perform this. Okay, the client will submit something. The client will submit the server text, and the server will do some action. Will reply, say, oh, the reply to the client, the plain text is not in the correct format. Okay, you may even explicitly or indirectly. For example, if you submit something in the wrong format, the client may take longer time to reply, to go to the next step. Okay, oh, wrong, it's wrong, so he'll do some action, right? So the server doesn't really directly say that the plain text is wrong, but by observing the behavior of the server, the client can infer whether the format is correct or wrong. Okay, fine, yeah. So this is a protocol. Okay, now suppose an attacker get a ciphertext, he intercepts a ciphertext. Okay, he don't want to need to know the key, but he want to know the plain text. Now he can participate in the protocol as the client, right? He participate in the protocol, then try to ask the server. Okay, the server become an oracle to him already, Python oracle, right? So he can use the server as an oracle, okay, Python oracle, to carry out the attacks and find out the plain text. Fine. So this is practical. In fact, you go to the CVE. You remember what is CVE, right? Database. Then there's some list to say that, oh, this one is Python oracle text, Python oracle text. Okay. So okay, this one illustrate Oracle. Okay, it also illustrate a situation where the attacker had seemingly useless information. Right, it is useless information attacker, padding Oracle. Okay, right, seem the useless information. Okay, but then there are ways to exploit. Okay, to squeeze the information until it can do something useful. Okay. There's another one is interesting one is the beast attack. Okay, and okay, these are negative examples. Okay, I think the language did not say very clearly this negative example. In this case, the padding oracle is that somehow the designer used encryption to try to verify integrity, which is not supposed to. Okay, so he used encryption. Thought that encryption will be safe. Okay, he designed his own integrity check instead of later we're going to talk about a Mac and things like that. Okay, in some sense, this one is doing an integrity check. And using an encryption to do a integrity check is a no-no. Okay, so it create problem. Okay, this issue will go away if you do not use CBC, use something else. Okay, fine. Done. Oh, still have this. Okay, I'll take 20 minutes at most. Okay, to complete this. Okay, cryptography pitfall. So cryptography is designed to be secure, very smart people, but a lot of time the way we use it is not secure because the way we use it and the way we implement it. So let me talk about some. One is a wrong choice of IV. We already know the importance of IV. Okay, it has to be different. Okay, so there's a read here. Okay, so there's one case in Microsoft Words. To encrypt the file, okay, use AES or whatever, then you need the IV. Where do we get the IV? The IV is derived from the file name, the author name, and some metadata. Fine? Okay. So now what is the problem with this? If you do that, if someone makes some modification on the file, the plain text will be different, but the IV is still the same. Okay? Right, so you imagine that there's a file, okay, Word documents, okay, and the IV derived from the file names, okay, and you encrypt it using string cipher. Okay, as I mentioned, most schemes use string cipher. Okay, then someone open the file, make some small changes, encrypt it again, then the IV will be still the same, okay, using string cipher. Now imagine that attacker able to somehow get hold of these two ciphertexts before and after. He do an XOR, then he get the difference. Okay, he get the difference. Okay, the output. Okay, imagine this is a form. What is your age? What is your favorite K-pop? Okay, then you fill in my favorite K-pop is this. Okay, then you XOR that, then what you get will be my favorite K-pop is something. Right, because XOR. XOR get the difference. Okay, so this is Microsoft Words, and many more. Okay, many more. Okay, around this, the IV problem. We use the IV. Okay, using the same IV. The other one is I mentioned this just now. If you AES use under CBC mode, okay, there's an attack called beast attacks. Okay, then CBC mode is vulnerable to this. I forgot what is the proper name for this. This attack is a particular attack. Okay? To prevent these attacks, the IV has to be unpredictable. Okay, so you cannot choose IV like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because a lot of systems choose IV using a counter. For example, there's a network card. You want to encrypt your message, you will use IV 0, send. Then you increase to 1, encrypt, send. Increase to 1, so the IV will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, for different encryption. Many schemes do that. Okay, if you want to prevent this type of attacks, it cannot be predictable. Okay, that when attacker see that 0, 1, 2, 3, he can guess the next one. So the best is to use randomly chosen. Okay. Reusing one-time pads. This is the story I tell for the World War I. Okay, so the Soviet Union reused the one-time pad. US know about it, then do something, then they get the plain text. Okay, these are many examples in good crypt. Let's see an example. Predictable secret generation. This is a tutorial. This is in the tutorial. And what is this about? When you want to write a games or simulation, you need a random number. Why? Because this guy walk here, then you have to sometimes you have to go left or go right, or then the text move, right? You need some randomness, right? So real. So how do you get a random number? Then you need a random number. What do? You don't know how to get. You have to write a program. You need a random number. You don't know how to do it. Then you use Google. Okay, how to get a random number in Python? How to get a random number in C? Okay, then likely the thing that appear will be Stack Overflow. Okay, Stack Overflow they give you you choose a random number like that. Okay, so use those random number. The random number program likely to be, actually that one is in the tutorial. Okay, you look at it. Okay, usually you go to Stack Overflow, they'll say use the time to as a seed and so on. Okay. These are random number for games. Okay, suppose you want to write a program for Marina Bay Sands, the casino. Okay, to generate the random number for the whatever thing outcome. Okay, then you have to be very careful, right? Because if the attacker observe the way you generate, he may able to guess what is the next one. Okay, so you have to use secure random number generator. Okay. Same for the secret key and all this. When you write a protocol, a lot of time when they need a key for the encryption, they did not choose the key using the secure random number generator. They choose it using this one where you get from Stack Overflow. Okay, for games. Okay, so this is in the tutorial. We will discuss in the tutorial how to choose a secure random number generator. Okay, as a secret key. The third one, the pitfall, this one is very common also. A lot of people after they got a bachelor degree or whatever in security or whatever, wow, great, okay, then started to design their own encryption scheme. Okay, so this is a no-no. Okay, do not design your own cipher, not even making small changes. Okay, so there's a protocol. Say, hey, there's something counter there. What is this for? Okay, remove it. Okay, no, okay. Protocol say that do this, you have to do this. Okay, no choice unless you know about it. Okay, so this one is just a simple read. Someone complained about it. Don't roll your own cipher to some blogger or something. Okay. He lists down 10. I think 10 or how many pitfall, and then number one is this one. Number one is this one. Common mistake. Okay. Okay. There's also something called Kernoff principle, okay, and obscurity. There are two ways to protect system, two principles. One way is called security through obscurity, means that you want to protect this system, don't tell people detail of this system. Okay? You don't, like for example, like you go to an undergrad office. Excuse me, what type of, how is the exam mark calculated? Which system do you use? The guy will tell you, go away. What system lecturer use to enter their marks? Okay, so this is protect by obscurity. Okay, we do not tell you, we hide the detail of the workflow, the system. Okay, the other one is another principle. It's called Kernoff. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Principle. He said that a system has to be secure if the underlying algorithm is known. Okay, then what you have to keep secret is a very short piece of secret. The security rely on the confidentiality of a very short piece of secret, which we call secret key. Okay, that means that if the encryption scheme have to be known to everyone, the algorithm. Okay, but this one is say that no, the encryption scheme I don't tell anyone. Okay, so there are these two ways of doing it. Okay, so against obscurity, okay, we should not hide the system. Okay, these are two famous examples. One is RC4. RC4 stands for reverse cipher fault. Okay, if you look at the classical music, Mozart K555, Mozart 122. Why Mozart have so many pieces, right? The first pieces 001, 122, K something. Rivest, as a cryptographer, he also had many cipher. So this is the 4, RC4, okay, RC4, RC6, and so on. Okay, so RC4 was introduced. Okay, the algorithm is hide as a secret. How do you hide a secret? And this can be used because all this is embedded in the hardware. Okay, put in the hardware, don't tell you the secret, then release. But when later on, when it get very popular, somehow the algorithm being reviewed, posted in the mailing group. Last time don't have all these bloggers. They post in the mailing group. Okay, either someone have reverse engineer or some insider or even Rivest himself post it and no one know. Okay, so it is posted. Okay, so algorithm will review. Okay? So we cannot rely the security on the rely on the secrecy of the algorithms. Okay. The other one is a MiFi Classic, which is a smart card widely used. So they did not tell people the algorithm. Okay, as I mentioned just now, I showed you a smart card. Okay, smart card, and then this one, right? This is a smart card. There's a chip there. There's a secret key hidden inside, and there's an encryption algorithm to hide the secret. Okay, they don't tell people, don't reveal the algorithm used. But when this get popular, the process get reverse engineered. Okay, and then later on, after the reverse engineering, they found that, oh, he used secret key of 48 bits. Okay, this one use computer just more. Any laptop will break. Exhaustive search will break it. Okay, so you can watch the video. And this is a MiFi version 1. What is this one? Okay, later they improve it called version 2. Okay, so what is the one you have in your student card? Version 1 or 2? Okay, you may be shocking, version 1. Okay, so so don't think that this one is very secure. Okay, you can go download some software. Okay, go read all the information inside and modify it. Okay, and a few years ago, I don't know whether it changed already. One of students go to try the kopitiam. Okay, the card also version 1, and then he also tried. Okay, then he can reset his value. Then he claimed, said, no, I only do it, I did not gain anything. He did not go and buy it again. He only showed that he can reset. Okay, so he get a kopitiam card, buy a coffee, then before that he read the value inside because he did not break it. He download the program. Okay, then break it, then buy it, then deduct already, then reset. Okay, using this. Okay. This is one, 13 years ago. Okay, not yet updated. This is terrible. Okay, but we still need obscurity. Okay, like just now what I said, it's not advisable to let people know your system. Okay, so it's also not advisable to let people know the program because there's something called side channel attacks. Okay, so now in these two, how do we balance? How do we choose? So in general, is this: your system has to be secure, even in the worst case where attacker know everything. Okay, but so the security rely on your source piece of secret. Okay, secret in the worst case. But of course, you don't tell people your algorithm as far as possible. Okay, fine. So this is a way to handle it. Fine. So in this module, during exam, midterm, or whatever, don't raise your hand and ask, does the attacker know the algorithm? In this module, we always assume the attacker know the algorithms. Okay, know the algorithms. Okay. The thing that's not known is the secret. Okay, so almost done. Some history. Okay, so you can leave if you want. Okay, so cryptography is closely related to warfare. Okay, and track back to ancient Greece. So now it World War II become important. Why? As I mentioned, why? Because World War II people started to know radio, right? They can send things over radio, over the air. Because send over the air, okay, it can be intercepted. You intercepted, then you have to encrypt. Encrypt. Okay. So this is the one designed by the German Enigma. Okay, which have a great influence to the design of modern cryptography. Enigma, this piece of machine, there is a keypad where you key in your plain text. Okay, and there's a router and the plugboard where you set the secret key. There's also an IV where you turn by using this the IV. And to encrypt it, press it, press here, so we encrypt A, press A, then the ciphertext will light up. You press V, it will light up. Okay, it seems like a substitution cipher, but it's not a substitution cipher. Okay, because every time it will change. Okay, so this is the Enigma. Then how to break it? Okay, how to break it? This is the time German already more or less control the mainland, left with the British, right? Okay, so then the US putting all the supply to the British, send all the raw material across the Atlantic, right? So now, what is the German solution to that? Using the so-called U-boat submarine. Okay, submarine go to intercept. Okay, go to sink all the merchant ship. Okay, and the instruction is sent over the air to the submarine, encrypted using Enigma. Okay, using Enigma encrypt, send the submarine. Okay, submarine will sometimes go up, receive, then go down. Okay, so now the ally want to decrypt it. How to decrypt it? They do not know the algorithms. They do not know algorithms. They know there's something called Enigma, but they don't know the algorithms. How do they get the algorithms? They need to get hold of this machine. Okay, so how do they get hold of this machine? They capture a U-boat. Okay, they saw a U-boat. They go to capture. They capture a U-boat, and why they want to capture a U-boat? So much trouble just to get this machine. Just to get this machine. Okay. After they get the machine, they know the algorithms. They know all this. Okay. Then they try to break it. How do they break it? They do exhaustive search. So they build a machine like that. Okay. Do exhaustive search. But doing exhaustive search, you can calculate the possibility. It's not possible. And it turned out that there's some vulnerability here. Okay, you can speed up the search. The vulnerability is this. It's a mechanical, electrical thing. A cannot be encrypted to A. Okay, they know that A cannot be encrypted to A. Okay, then based on this, there's some way then they do it. Then these are all the things they keep exhaustive search. This thing okay, so this is called bomb. Okay, this designed by Turing. Okay, Turing, Alan Turing. Okay, and okay, so now what? Later on, what pushed the design of electronic computer? In fact, this is the main reason, not for AI. Okay, why we want to invent computer? Because we want to break cipher. Okay, this one is purely mechanical. I want to do it in a computer. Okay. So this and modern cipher is as I said, DES, RC4, and A5. DES, as I said, they invented and break. RC4 by reverse cipher, and it's used in the Wi-Fi. Previously, when we want to connect to the Wi-Fi, that means at your home, your laptop, and the router, this communication has to be encrypted. Encrypted using a standard called WEP, a wired equivalent privacy. And WEP use RC4. And RC4 is not secure. They break it. Okay. And then in order to the improved version is called WPA, which is the version you use right now. And WPA is also not secure in certain way. Where if I have time, we'll go through it. Okay, it's still vulnerable to dictionary attacks. Okay, and then the newer version WPA2. Okay, enterprise version. Okay. Fine? Yeah, I think the personal version is still vulnerable to dictionary attacks. And oh, there's one about A5. I have it right here. A5 is used for your GSM. Okay, before the 4G and 3G, the GSM, encrypt the message. Okay, those things also not secure. Also believed to be intentionally designed to be not secure. Okay, easy to break. There's a rainbow table to break it. Okay. So it's done. Okay. So this movie about the Turing, Alan Turing design breaking the Enigma. Okay, but I was told that the movie say nothing about that. It's more about his romance life or something. Okay, this story is a fictional.